Hello everyone. I hope I'm live. Can I have some like comment on the some chat, some messages on the chat if like you guys are able to hear me and see me properly and you can see the screen as well. I mean, like the drawing. Okay, Laksh. Right, great. All audible. Chalo, nice. Hi everyone. And this is mostly going to be like learning session. So this is not going to be in Hindi, to be very honest. Like there is like this setup that we follow, that whenever we have these sessions which is all CP only, then we have those sessions in English itself. And whenever we talk about general stuff, some Indian scenarios, some funda that only applies to Indian audience and things like that, then I sometimes might switch to Hindi, right? Okay, so this is for today. We're going to talk about number theory, and we're going to understand like a very core concept of number theory, specifically GCD and things related to this. Is this live or pre-recorded? Obviously, it's live. I mean, like lives and like there is a difference between live and recorded in YouTube. You have premiere and then live written, so you can understand from that. Will this session be newbie friendly? So this session is going to be very newbie friendly. I mean, this is the first session that I would say on my channel, which is perfectly newbie friendly. Like if you just know what GCD means, you can attend this session and you can learn a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean that we are not going to understand some good ideas. Like I will grow from absolute zero, right? So that's there. Like if you have someone who would love to like know about this number theory and is like willing to give like hits 10:30 time at Saturday learning these things live, it would be more than happy. I'd be more than happy if you share these with them. Like because I'm be answering answering questions of the chat in the session, obviously related to things that are like a question to the topic that we are learning. Pranam sir, pranam. Yeah, okay, nice. Arnab, great to see. A lot of people I have seen like are like regular people who are there on this thing on the channel. How long will this session will go? Approximately 1 to 1.5 hours. Yeah, 1 to 1.5 hours. Yeah, but we're gonna like this is like if you dedicatedly give this 1 to 1.5 hours today, I'm pretty sure that you will never forget whatever we're gonna learn in this concepts of Euclidean, extended Euclidean, and Diophantine equation. Because like recently I have been like tracking some questions of companies test as well, like coding tests of companies, and there are ideas of this particular topic that are being used to solve those questions. So that's why I decided to maybe like cover this, because now it has like a greater application. Obviously in CP you will have to do this thing. Will you upload this stream, sir? I'm not 100% sure. It most probably yes, but not 100% sure, right? Most of the time I do upload it, so most probably yes, but not 100% sure. But again, obviously like it's there for the live people. Last CF div 2 was so hard that I can't even solve one question. Like felt like giving. Okay, so we will talk about more of these things at the end. I'm gonna start with the things like real quick, and we're gonna be moving towards like a lot of different stuff. I know that like some of you would love to interact about more other things in general, like div2s, the CF div2s and stuff. I think I know the last one was pretty much a lot of ad hoc and stuff. So we'll talk about these things at the end. But for today, let's focus a bit on learning the core concepts, right? I can see some of the people. So before we start, like if you can quickly type in a quick +1 if you're ready to like kind of learn, and just maybe hit a like button a bit so that it reaches to more people on YouTube. That would be really awesome and helpful for me. And we'll be starting up with core concepts next. Okay, +2. KK wants to learn equivalent to a 2% today. Then I guess people would start writing plus infinity. Great. Thanks everyone for the support. Let's start. Okay, chalo. So we will start with some very basic notations, because I personally feel that in Indian system we don't really read these notations back in like our class 10th, 12th or things like this. So I'm gonna quickly give you like two notations. This A by B, like this is like bar, right? This is a symbol bar which is like written, and this means A divides B. Okay, this is something we're gonna be using in writing statements. So just understand that when I write A bar B, it means just A divides B. This is just an assertion for this, right? And there are some common symbols like for all. Then we will have GCD, right? GCD of A comma B is also sometimes written as just a bracket, but I will write GCD. This is for all, right? And this is like divides. So these are three symbols that I just want you guys to be clear on, so that whenever I write these things like throughout the session, you are like clear, okay, this is what what it means. So quick question. Everybody knows what GCD is. Can somebody tell me what is the GCD of let's say 21 and 14 real quick? I mean, this is just very, very basic check. I know everybody knows these things, but I still want to check if you guys are clear. GCD is SCF, your highest common factor, right? Yeah, that's correct, 7. The way we find it out is essentially like this is nothing but 2 into, this is 3 into 7, this is 2 into 7. So the primes that are common to both of them is like what we take. So 7 is common to both of their prime factorization. So that's what kind of gets into the result, right? Okay. So let me like quickly give you a few more stuff. Tell me what this is. GCD of 5, 0. What is this? Yeah, largest number which divides both. That's the basic definition of GCD, largest number that divides both. So somebody's saying 5, 1, nobody's saying 0. Okay, cool. 0, okay. But 0 doesn't really divide anybody, right? So like this is what is used as a convention, that whenever we are coding stuff in most of the competitive programming problems, we're going to be assuming that this is actually equal to 5, okay? So GCD of x with any 0 is always x, right? So this is what we will have as a setup. Okay, this is one thing that you need to keep. Do we have negative numbers in GCD? Any ideas of negative numbers in GCD? What would be GCD of minus 21, 14? What would be this be? I mean, do we have these stuff even available for negative numbers? Yes or no? No, right? I mean, generally this number theory concept that we have is going to be like it's not defined for negative numbers as such. But if in some question it is being required, most probably the way you will have to handle the question is maybe like take this minus, handle this minus separately, and then find the common part, which is 7. So sometimes you might require that you are given minus 21 by 14 as a fraction, right? So what you do is that you handle this negative fractions in front separately, and then find out the GCD of these two things to as let's say the GCD of 21 and 14 is 7, and then you reduce both of them. So it is actually equal to minus 3 by 2. Right? This is what we kind of use to kind of reduce fractions. But GCD is not defined for negative numbers. If you have to like use it, handle the negative separately. That's what we will use. Okay. Okay. So these are the very basic stuff about GCD. ABS. Yeah. I mean, ABS is like taking modulo or taking. This is called ABS. Okay. Absolute operator. Okay. Okay, so this is what we are like kind of using for GCD, and most of us might know how to find GCD. Like if you have to find GCD of some a comma b, can somebody tell me what do you write as a code for over here? Like I still remember this is back then when I was kind of reading it out. Like I didn't really know how to why does GCD computation actually works. So if you had to write a GCD code, how many lines will it take you to write? I mean, I'm not saying that you can write everything in a single line, but if you have to write a function for GCD, how many lines will it take? 1. 3 to 4, okay. 5 to 10, okay. 1 GCD of a comma b, yeah. So there is this interesting part which I'm going to talk about, underscore GCD a comma b, okay. A into b by LCM, yeah. That is something I'm going to talk about. There is this relation that GCD of a comma b multiplied by LCM of a comma b, LCM is lowest common multiple of a comma b, is equal to a into b. This is a golden relation that we use, but we don't use this to compute GCD, right? This is something which is used to calculate LCM, right? This is something we will read about later, but again, this is something we can use. 2 to 3 lines, yeah. Actually, you can write it very, very shortly in 2 lines. Like this is what I sometimes write if I have to write it. Like if a equal to 0 or b equal to 0, simply go ahead and write return a or b or a XOR b. I mean, you can write anything because one of them is 0, so you will get the same number, and using binary like operators are fast. And or else what you can do is, one way to write this is return double underscore GCD of a comma b. This is something which sometimes I write. You can use directly double underscore GCD at times. But even sometimes I write it this way because there is some compilers in which I know that like getting zeros in the double underscore GCD kind of gives you errors, right? So what we do is like we handle the 0 cases separately and then call the inbuilt command. Now this is not really like double underscore GCD or double underscore for that matter is like a compiler specific function. It's like something that has been used to kind of create the compiler stuff inside, and it's not like one of those functions which is available from header files, okay? So you can use double underscore in general through this, and it's like it's going to give you GCD properly. It's just that make sure that you have like handled 0 cases for some of the compilers, right? Though I mean you can use it in most cases directly. Now this is not really like finding out an algorithm, right? This is not really like an algorithm itself because we are using some internal function. A very quick way to write this would be return GCD of b comma a mod b, and that's all there is to the code of GCD. Like this much is just enough for writing GCD code. Like I mean obviously we are writing some int or long. I'm not writing the data type. You can handle that very easily in any code language. But if a is equal to 0, b equal to 0, return one of them, whichever is non-zero. And if like it's not the case, then we will handle we will just write GCD b comma a mod b. Now this is very interesting to understand because somebody would ask me that, hey Vivek, why are we not really like handling the case where a is bigger than b, b is bigger than a? Why is that the case? Can somebody tell me? Why are we not handling, like we are assuming that a mod b is something we are doing, right? Which essentially assumes that a is bigger than b. But what if we pass something which is smaller? Like what if I call GCD of 3 comma 5? What happens in that case? Yeah. So what if, yeah, a is greater? So this is something we assume in general, but let's say, but this code works irrespective of that. Why is that so? Yeah, I happen to get like the correct answer on the chat. The first step of this algorithm will actually swap the two values. Let's run this. If you have got 3 comma 5, what is the value of b will be equal to 5, and a mod b is nothing but 3 mod 5, which is equal to 3. So in the first step, what will happen is that from 3 to 5 you will get to 5 comma 3, and then you will call GCD, and then a will become bigger than this, right? So whenever a is smaller, right? Whenever a is smaller, the first step automatically handles and swaps this. So a lot of people code this without understanding the underlying concepts. What I personally believe is that if you understand all of these core concepts of numbers and number theory in general, you will be able to solve much more problems with much more confidence. I see people applying these Diophantine equation solutions without even understanding them clearly, right? After today's session, you will understand each and every line what you write and why they work that way. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So it's swapping. So now what we have is GCD kind of swaps if one of them is bigger. So we can assume that A is bigger than B in general, right? This is what happens. Okay, quick question check: how to approximate time complexity of these type of recursion. We will talk about the time complexity as well. It's very easy. I mean, it's not that tough as well. I'm going to explain that real quick. It becomes 3 comma 5 in the call. Yes. How to approximate? Yeah, I will tell you the time complexity part soon enough. Okay, let's move on. So GCD of 5 comma 3 is 15. No, GCD of 5 comma 3 is 1, right? It's the LCM of GCD of 3, LCM of 3 comma 5, which is 15, right? Don't confuse between LCM and GCD, guys. LCM is bigger than the two numbers, GCD is always smaller. So this is also true, right? GCD of a comma b is less than equal to min of a comma b is less than equal to max of a comma b is, and LCM is always bigger than the max. This is always true. This is also always true. Okay, this is also always true that GCD of a comma b is always smaller than the minimum, because like how can a GCD which is dividing both of them bigger than the smaller number, right? Or else how will that divide the smaller number? And LCM is something that is multiple of the bigger number, so it has to be at least as big as the bigger number, right? Log of max of log of min. Yeah, I mean this is also like correct. I will give you a very intuitive idea on how this works. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's come back. So this is the code of GCD. Why does this work, right? Why does this work? So there is this underlying algorithm which is called Euclidean's algorithm. So this is something which we even read in class 11th or class 12th NCRT. I forgot which class. I mean, there is this Euclidean algorithm which is there in NCRT. I remember, even which is a book which is followed in India as a standard. So everybody has read about Euclidean algorithm in their school. Like there was this setup, right? That any number a can be written as some quotients times some b plus some remainder r, right? Yeah, so everybody has read about this particular thing, but we generally don't use it as much. Now from today onwards, it's going to be very relevant in number theory, because we're going to use it way more number of times. So what we do is, like, let's say 5 is there, so we can write 5 as 1 times 3, right? We can write 5 equal to 1 times 3, and just a sec. Plus 2, right? This is what we can do. Next is what we can, what we can do is we can kind of move right. So the way we do this is we find out the first remainder over here, 3 and this 2. Then what we do is we write 3 over here, right? We write 3 over here. Okay, we write 3 over here. Okay, that's an issue. We write 3 over here, and then what we do is we write this remainder over here, because think about this. This is nothing but b. This is nothing but b. Okay, and this is nothing but a mod b. A remainder with b. This is what we need to find. A remainder with b is what we need to find. That is the remainder, right? So we need to find out that particular number, and we again need to use the algorithm. So what we are doing is that the given a and b in GCD, we put it over here and over here, right? And we need to find out the final result accordingly. Okay, this is what we sort of handle. Now, whenever you are like asked to do these things in this way, you need to make sure that you understand where in the equation we are plugging in things. So 5 equal to 1 times 3 plus 2. Okay, just a sec. Let me quickly check this up. Video lag. Let me correct that up. Cool. Just a sec, guys. Let me fix this up. No worries. We will continue this anyways. So if you don't remember what Euclidean algorithm is, you can go into the description. There is this link on the first one. You can have a look at this. You all have read this in the previous classes. So I'm gonna just quickly do a check. It's okay for me. I don't think it's okay. Let me quickly disable camera as such. Anyways, it's not that required. Okay. Okay, there seems to be some sort of issue. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, just a sec. Give me some quick minutes. Old Mac. Yeah, not really, but supposedly starting to lag. Just a second. Let me. Voice is fine. It's not lagging. I know. It's not. Definitely, old Mac happens with me all the time. That is one problem. I sometimes feel. Do you guys feel that sometimes Apple deliberately makes the old Mac slower? I sometimes have read this at some place. I'm not really sure about this, but do you guys feel that Mac generally once Mac generally slows down their older PC models. Do you guys feel that way? Mm, not really. I'm facing some issues, so let me just quickly. Mhm. Okay, so I think my PC is actually lagging. I think more than that. Mm. It's all depends on usage. Weird, very very weird. Mm. Cool. Let me just give me like quick 2 minutes. I will fix this up. I will get myself another way to draw something. I need to figure out. Even my like my drawing board is kind of lagging, so like it will not be possible that way. So there is this online drawing board. MS Paint. So actually, like if we can get a MS Paint, it's actually good. But I don't think in Mac it supports MS Paint. There was this particular website, I forgot the name, which happens to have like good whiteboard drawing. Can somebody support like I think uh, let me quickly change one thing in this. This is something I generally hate, that you cannot really deliver the content because of most of these stuff. Mm, can't seem to figure out a way directly that handles this. Okay, we will go old school then. If nothing is working, we'll go old school. What I will do is I will add something. So you guys are almost seeing me now, figuring out a way to set up OBS. This is how my setup looks. Like just in case you guys wanna know how things look like on my end. Then what I'm doing is I'm kind of adding my other screen onto this. If I can kind of get that working. Built-in retina crop. No, okay. That time I can make it full screen. Okay, and then in this one it is way too big. So what we will have to do is make it smaller. People will say, okay, instead of teaching, I'm giving a OBS tutorial, which makes sense. This is how I generally see the other screen when things don't work. Right? This is recursion. Recursion भी पढ़ा रहा हूँ मैं. Makes sense. Right? And next thing we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be moving to other setup. Okay, not this one. Let's see. So this is how things look my end. Okay, so next thing what we can do is we can have a sketchboard, some online drawing board. I can draw in sketch.io. Yeah, that works for me. Sketch.io works for me. Right, okay, I've drawn something. Vector fill, okay. Okay, so this is how I go old school, like when something is not working, and I'm gonna go on this side and I'm gonna try creating reveal your analytics. Okay, no, I don't earn any money from this, don't worry. Voice is also good. आप लोगों को live troubleshooting दिखा रहा हूँ मैं. Makes sense. Then what I do is I change my drawing tablet. So if you see what I'm doing right now, I'm just shifting my working area of drawing tablet to the other screen. And that's it. Let's see if this now works. Not as good as my other one. Makes sense. Actually, it's workable, right? So two options, guys. Do you want me to like kind of end stream, restart stuff that will restart like that will get me to the normal flow and it will work much better? Would you guys be interested in joining back within 5 minutes if that is fine with you guys? I will like close this, restart the live stream on the same live stream, and then we will maybe get back into this. Or should we continue on this one, which is a bit difficult to write on? That's what I'm kind of facing as an issue. What do you guys feel? Tell me. Whatever you guys would suggest, I will do that. Batao. Like 5 minutes to restart or continue on the other one somehow. Just barely working with things. Whichever one which you guys would agree to. And then restart. Okay. I think end and restart would be a better solution because that will give me like quick time, like 5 minutes. Okay, just 5. Chalo guys, I think we are back and now we'd be able to continue with most of the stuff. So I'm going to quickly go back a bit. Okay, I didn't really go back. Let me select. This is how all my streams look like. This is where my slides are, and this is how you can go to some of my slides. So this is what we were talking about. So maybe like I will like kind of like change the stuff later on when we get back, and I will maybe trim the first part. So like whatever things, like there was this minor issue, so that's why like this kind of part will remove off. And so what we have talked about till now is like a divides b is a divides b, GCD is this for all symbol, right? This is the symbol for divides. And we're talking about what does GCD mean, GCD with 0, GCD between two numbers, what if it's negative, we don't really have the definition. And like how do you write the GCD, right? This is what we were talking about. And now what we'll continue with is like going forward from over here. So why exactly is this working is what we are kind of figuring it out. And 3 plus 2, this is what we were writing, is 1 into 3 plus 2. Now 3 is equal to 2 into 1 plus 1, and then 2 is equal to, so whatever I'm doing is like I should ideally write this as 1 into 2 plus 1, and then 2 is equal to 2 into 1 plus 0, right? So this is the steps of like kind of Euclidean algorithm that we have, that this is the first A, this is the B, and this is the remainder, right? So if you understand this is A and B, the next step is this is nothing but this B, okay? And this is nothing but the remainder, which is A mod B. This is A mod B, right? This A remainder over here. And this is nothing but A mod B, right? And we can always write this, right? A is equal to A by B into B plus A mod B. This is always true, right? A mod B is the remainder and A by B is the quotient. This is general stuff, right? So this is how we write. The next step of the recursion is this line, like you have this A and B. From there again you go to the next step where you have this as A and this is as the B, and then you find that the remainder is 0. So next step would be like this is one of the numbers is 0, right? So so this is what we essentially find out that is a big problem. Lagging lot. I think what I'll do is I'll close off the video. Is the audio lagging as well? Or only the video? Quick question. Is my video lagging? Is my audio lagging as well? Yes or no? No? Cool. We'll continue then. Yeah. This is too troublesome, man. I'm not really sure how I can figure a way to kind of work this way. I'm continuously drawing. Let's see if we like just a check if I'm like getting a lag on this one. I'm just drawing randomly. Just want to see if my screen is also freezing as well. If that is the case, most probably my video is kind of messing up. So let me just draw a few things. Or was it my webcam or was it my video? That's the thing that I want to check. If that is the case, then nahi yaar, I mean this is going to be difficult. Okay guys, I mean this is then not really working. Yeah, I already restarted my PC. Okay, what we will do is we will do Q&A right now. Chalo, I think it did fail to some degree. I would not be able to take this live most probably. So we'll switch to Q&A yaar. I mean we'll switch to Q&A. I will upload this. I will record this by tonight itself and upload it tomorrow for sure. Okay, don't worry. Live stream is better than, I mean, I personally prefer live stream more than recording because I would be able to take your questions and doubt. But apparently, I'm in my new setup. I have not really figured out things yet. So कुछ नहीं कर सकता यार. ठीक है. So don't worry guys, I will make sure that I will get all of these things like corrected up. Use different streamer. I mean OBS के अलावा और क्या streamer होता है यार? I'm not really aware. Not the best person in terms of video creation and stuff. Live ना करके video बना के डाल दो. हाँ मतलब I will do this. Don't worry. अगर मैंने claim करा कि मैं पढ़ाऊंगा तो I will either we will have a live or we will have a recorded. Most probably I will record this one. Don't worry. ठीक है? I will record it into like parts maybe or maybe one single video, but I will definitely do that. ठीक है? चलो तब तक let's quickly like I think then switch to Q&A and I will answer any questions that you have related to maths, related to stuff. मतलब कुछ और पूछना है तो. You are in Bangalore right now? Yes, I'm in Bangalore and I'd be like there. I'll be here for most of my time now. Maybe like 1 week in between I will go back. So that's the case. एक और दिन यार कर सकते थे. Maybe like the next topic I will like figure out setup and maybe do it. I cannot really do it immediately, so I want to definitely put this up immediately. So what I will do is complete this today. It's not about the Windows or OS here. It's more about like the either net is messing up or my streamer. Like I think my OBS is showing that it has a good bitrate, but it's not really like the YouTube is not really receiving the same. So I'm not really sure what's the issue. One single, please. Jani? So my question is, when do you find all the topics? Where do you find all the topics etc. to study in number theory for CP other than CP algorithms? So CP algorithms is one place. I personally learned it from mostly questions. There is this one blog on so there was this stream where I talked about good resources in CP. Go check that out. I talked about a lot of good resources. I don't remember the link. I don't have the link right now, but there was this good blog on AOPS, which is art of problem solving, and that would be something which I would generally recommend to start with. Okay. What I will upload it in a single video. Okay. Actually, Mac का issue है. Okay. How are you enjoying your life? यार life तो चले यार. I mean very honestly. टाइम का कमी है, बाकी तो सब चिल ही है. मतलब if you keep that sense in that sense तो सब चिल ही है. Remote options allowed है ना गूगल में? Yes, it's allowed. But still I came to Bangalore just to chill out with my friends. ठीक है. वही एक प्रॉब्लम होता है. नंबर 1, एक क्वेश्चन में पहले सॉल्व किया, अब वही क्वेश्चन कभी कभी नहीं होता है. कोई सॉल्यूशन है यार? क्वेश्चंस रिवाइज करने पड़ते हैं, लाइक एनी अदर टॉपिक. इफ यू हैव एनी टॉपिक दैट यू हैव टू डू, लाइक यू विल हैव टू रिवाइज, राइट? एंड इवेंचुअली दिस इज व्हाट नीड्स टू हैपन. Why an ordered set vector int doesn't work but set vector int works? Because unordered set is not order 1 or order login on setup in this. Oh, unordered set, okay, it doesn't really have a hashing function for vector, so that's why you don't work. Like there is no default hashing function for vector. It has to have a hashing function. You can create one and pass it and it will work, but set doesn't need a but vector does have a comparator, so you can create set of vector. Okay, set requires a comparator. Unordered set needs some hashing function. Default comparator for vector is there, but default hashing function is not there, so that's why unordered set does not work. Set works. ठीक है. हायर स्टडीज का प्लान है? नहीं यार, और मेरे को नहीं लगता है कि अब ज़्यादा पढ़ाई हो पाएगा, एटलीस्ट अब लाइक थियोरटिकल कोर्सेज में और CS वगैरह में. मतलब आई नॉट से आई वुड नॉट एन्जॉय, बट आई थिंक अगर मैं अब हायर स्टडीज करूँगा तो इट विल बी इन सम अदर फील्ड. Maybe an MBA, maybe like psychology के ऊपर or things like this. I'm not gonna study more like as a PhD in computer science or things like this. ठीक है, वो नहीं करने वाला हूँ. हाँ, इस होता है. भैया लिंक्डइन देख लो प्लीज. यार लिंक्डइन रिव्यू मत कराओ यार प्लीज, भगवान. ये तो मत बोलो कि लिंक्डइन रिव्यू कर दो. कोडफोर्सेस उस दिन कर दिया था. लिंक्डइन अच्छा लिंक्डइन पे DM करा है. ओके फिर ठीक है. मैं सोचा कहीं लिंक्डइन रिव्यू करने नहीं बोलने लगे ना तुम लोग. दैट्स हाँ, वो स्ट्रीम तो यार उसमें मैंने इतने रिसोर्सेज बताए थे कि वो अगर कोई ठीक से कर ले उसमें बहुत सीख जाए. ठीक है, तो वो गो चेक आउट दैट स्ट्रीम. एंड माई सेकंड सेम व्हेन शुड आई कंप्लीट DSA? देयर इज नो डिस्टिंक्शन यार एज सच, मतलब कि DSA कब खत्म होगा, देयर इज नो एंड टू इट, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. ठीक है, बट आई वुड से दैट लाइक इन माई सेकेंड सेम, तो फर्स्ट ईयर्स के बाद जो समर्स आता है, लाइक दिस समर्स इज लाइक गुड टाइम टू स्टार्ट एंड डू अ लॉट ऑफ बेसिक स्टफ, एंड देन थ्रू आउट द सेकेंड ईयर वुड बी गुड टाइम टू प्रिपेयर फॉर लाइक थिंग्स लाइक ICPC and other things. And like that will give you like enough competence by the end of second year, so you should be really ready with your DSA skills for internships and placements. Okay, then I'm unable to solve questions of rating greater than 1800 plus on CF without taking any kind of help. How should I improve on this? So don't build a habit of taking full helps, right? This is what I think a lot of people do, is that they build a habit of taking full help in every problem. So how like the way they train is कि मेरे से either पूरा होगा या नहीं होगा. Start taking some hints. This is what like incrementally like when you take some part and then start building on top of it, that will like improve your solution building. And then even if you catch hold of one observation, you can build on top of it. Like understand this. So understand this very well. ठीक है. solving like this, what do you say, a problem is not really like kind of like one step process, right? It's like multiple steps. You have these multi step observations. Okay, इसमें ये चीज यूनिक है तो हो सकता है इस पे सेट लगाएंगे and something like this. It's like a multi step process, right? Multiple observations you have to build in, and some of those observations you already know that this on this observation this is the result that we use. So it's like a multi step process. So we have to train on that way, right? Okay, quick setup, quick question. How many of you know that competitive programming is very similar to like deep learning in general? Like, do you know like training deep learning and training for competitive programming is absolutely the same thing? Actually, it's actually the same thing. If you guys don't know, I will prove it in one stream for sure. Maybe if I get time, let me search for this. I like kind of made this say philosophical slides, which is like कि how is deep learning very like how is competitive programming very similar to deep learning. आप लोगों से share करूँगा मैं वो, but अभी मेरे को वो slide मिलेगा नहीं, मुझे पता है क्योंकि my drive is like cluttered space altogether. But I will definitely share that with you. It's like just as a fun observation, ठीक है? Suraj Anand said, yeah, that's correct. DM LinkedIn, please. हाँ मैं देख लूँगा इसके बाद. How do you prepare for OOPS and from which resources do you prepare advanced concept of OOPS? So C++. So there is this link, right? I will share this if you guys want. C++.com happens to have this playlist, this list of language. No, not really this one. Let me search. LearnCPP.com. अरे अनलिमिटेड ड्राइव स्टोरेज मिलता है तो वो पर्सनल यूज के लिए नहीं मिलता है ना, दैट्स द थिंग. If you want to learn good oops, go for learncpp.com. That's the best place. I'm not sharing my screen actually. Like it's on the screen. So there is this one screen that I use, my laptop, which I use to see the chats and all. And the other screen is where I have the drawing board and like screen where I teach. So that's how my setup is. Do you guys know how my setup looks? It's not that basic actually. It's pretty advanced to be very honest. Community post पे मैं एक post डालूंगा इसके बाद, ठीक है, which is कि how does my setup looks in general, like my educator setup, ठीक है. Maybe I will make this post. ठीक कैसा दिखता है. Why Chinese okay, well, that's why GPT can do CP also. GTP3, it's not really like that was like a basic, that was just a fun thing, it was not really true. So chalo, I think most probably my streamer is like actually working correctly, so I mean I can actually draw things, but I will not continue to teaching today. Okay, let's see. रूम टूर. लाइफ टूर चाहिए क्या, अभी बोलोगे लाइफ टूर दे दो विवेक. setup tour. Which team do you work in Google? So I personally work in workspace search. Okay, so that essentially takes care of, like, if you think about it, if you go to Gmail, if you see the search on top of it, right, that is mostly my team. Also I work on mostly on Gmail products to some degree, my specific work. Okay, chalo, let me ask you guys few questions, right? Let me see if you guys are already like doing, like, let's see how many of you guys can answer these basic questions, but not really that basic, right? Just testing out which particular things you guys have already learned and which particular thing you guys have done. Okay, so I'm gonna start with like basic STL stuff, right? There are like random things that you know that there are in STL, and there are so many stuff. So how do you guys generate a random number? How do you guys generate a random number? Which tech stack? Yeah, tech stack is all internal here. Like mostly, if you think about it, the highest amount of language I've used mostly Java and JavaScript as of now. But tech stack is like all internal, though it will not make sense to any. Okay, so tell me a way to generate random number in the range A to B. How do you generate a random number in the range A to B? I mean, give me a syntax, like if you print that, then it will generate a random number in the range A to B. A plus B, A plus rand mod B, that's wrong. Rand mod B minus A plus A, that's wrong. Rand mod B minus A plus 1 plus A, that seems to be correct. That's correct. Yeah. चलो बेसिक फंडा चेक हो रहा है आप लोगों का. रैंड मॉड ए प्लस रैंड मॉड, नो these are not gonna work. So if you do this rand, right, it sort of gives you a random number in, let's say, 0 to infinity, right? Some random range 0 to infinity. You don't really know what that gives you, right? It's something like int max or rand max. There is this constant rand max till which it gives you the random number. But what we can use over here is, like, a lot of people are gonna tell me, like, I think every answer that I've got, like every, like out of 10, two answers are only correct, rest all is wrong. So if you're telling me it's rand mod B minus A plus A rand mod B plus A rand mod A minus B plus 1, okay, that's also wrong. Anything else? So the correct answer for this is rand mod B minus A plus 1 plus A. Okay, this is the correct answer. Okay, this is another correct. This is another thing. Why? Let's quickly decode. Why is this correct? Let's decode why is this correct. What rand gives me 0 to infinity. If I take modulo with b minus a plus 1, b is obviously bigger than a. I want the answer in a to b. If b is bigger than a, what does taking a remainder, like we know this, right? A mod b is always in the range 0 till a minus 1, right? This is the remainder. So if you take mod with this, this range will get converted into 0 till b minus a. This is what the inclusive range would be, right? And then if I do a plus a on both the extremes, what will it do is, like, it will do plus a on left side, plus a on right side. So it will do a to b. And this is how you can generate random number in the range a to b. Is this clear to everyone? Why is this particular part working? Why is this the way to go for generating this? Why is the other functions not correct? You can try and check. You can write the range and then start doing your operations. You will see that you're getting something wrong. This is why this is correct. Okay. Clear, everyone? How is this random generation working? I'm just assuming that you guys got this. Clear? Chalo. So this is one of those things I can probably take on more and more such things. Maybe. So do you guys happen to know about random techniques? Like there is this particular so I don't know if you guys might have like checked this or not. But let me show you guys one thing. I'm gonna share, like, this is just now a random stream. If you wanna just stay. I'm not gonna teach any topic as such, but I'm gonna cover some interesting things if you are interested. So stay over there. I'm just gonna show you one post I made on LinkedIn, and I didn't really get the correct answer as such on that particular post. So let me show you one thing real quick. Okay. Let me show you this. Where is that stream? Where is that post? Yep. There is this particular post that I made on LinkedIn, which is what do you feel is the most underrated or missed out topic in DSA that is sometimes asked in interviews, right? Okay. What do you feel is the most underrated topic? And I got plenty of comments on this. Genetic algorithms, string algorithms, no, everybody prepares that. Constructive algorithms, everybody knows it's very, very important. I've already told that people have not been able to guess it out. And obviously, like, since it's so rare that nobody like kind of talks about it, people are not able to like guess it as well. I can understand. Right. And the technique that happens to be used in this is like using randomized ideas, right? This is something I was thinking about. There is this particular concept of randomized algorithm. So I don't know if you have checked these things or not. Let me show you. कहाँ होता है tags वैग्स कुछ होता है क्या? ठीक है. So there is this particular technique called reservoir sampling, rejection sampling, random based ideas. So there are these particular topics which are actually there in interviews, and I happen to have seen people being asked this question in quite good companies. Okay? And not a lot of people know the answers and know the techniques why they are used. This reservoir sampling, rejection sampling, randomized ideas. There's this question of blacklisting, generating random out of blacklisting, probabilistic approaches on randomized, and there are these particular questions which are actually asked in interviews. I mean, I was shocked to see that people don't really like even prepare this particular topic, and it's actually asked. Okay, a central decomposition nobody asks in interviews and all. I was talking about more about key interviews. So reservoir sampling and rejection sampling are things that are actually asked. Like, just to give you a quick context, randomized algo पे कौन सा कंपनी पूछता है? ये कैसे आ गया? This is not okay. I have sorting activated. That's why. Random point on this, random flip matrix, right? These are some good, very, very interesting ideas which are sometimes asked. And it's like randomized algo koi nahi puchta hai. It's just that people sometimes ask these specific questions, and I see that not a lot of people generally prepare this, right? So this is also some topic maybe I will take up. This is a niche topic, but I think it's a really interesting topic. There is like only finite ideas, like I think 7-8 ideas. If you know them, you can solve all questions, okay, of this randomized algo in interviews for interview purposes specifically. And also, like, I think placement seasons are coming, right? How many of you, like, who are in the stream right now have their internships and placement coming up? देखते हैं, how many of you have that? Okay, quite a lot. हम लोग ये सब चीज करेंगे. आड़ा प्रॉब्लम्स कैसे करें वीडियो बनाए प्लीज. यार उसका कोई like ऐसा नहीं है ना कि मैं I can give you some formula which will solve every problem of like ad hoc problems. That's the only issue. So I cannot really give you one short formula that works for every such thing, right? Placement in 2 months. Okay. So that's the thing. So these are things that I will like kind of pick up. So I'm kind of picking out some rare topics of placements as well, which like you can kind of cover when you get time on this channel. Reason being कि यार मतलब I can cover a lot of like standard topics as well, but वही है कि sometimes I feel कि like standard topics are too many people have covered them. Though sometimes I feel I can cover some of them better maybe, but वही है कि बहुत रिपीटेशन हो जाएगा. So that's why I take topics that not a lot of people talk about and is pretty interesting and people miss out on that. I've seen people missing out on that them. ठीक है. DP वगैरह भी like something we can take up in future, but again के लिए like अभी time लगेगा बहुत ज़्यादा. Time is only the only thing that I'm like very short on, to be very honest. ठीक है. तो प्लेसमेंट्स के लिए यार प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो तो लीड कोड पे अच्छे से सॉल्व वगैरह करो. लाइक लीड कोड वीकली इज समथिंग दैट यू शुड डेफिनेटली गिव इफ यू हैव इंटर्नशिप्स एंड प्लेसमेंट्स कमिंग अप, राइट. आई थिंक आई एनीवेज रिकमेंड दिस इन लाइक बीइंग दैट इन माय क्लासेस और एनीवेयर. ठीक है. सीडीसी का फंडा दो प्लीज. इस बार मैंने वो वीडियो भी शायद बना ही दिया था आप लोगों के लिए कि इस बार का स्टार्ट थोड़ा सा मतलब आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट इट्स गोइंग टू बी बैड बट सम कंपनीज आर नॉट गोइंग टू कम डेफिनेटली दिस टाइम. तो if you want to prepare a bit better. Lead code versus codeforces, which is better for interview preparation? Lead code, yeah, for sure, lead code. Also, after learning basic programming, is there some sheet for starting and solving CP problems with consistency increased? Difficulty is increasing difficulty. No, yeah, I don't think there is some sheet which is built in this way. There are some standard sheets which, as a Lovebubber ka sheet hai, there is Stiver ka sheet. Like a lot of people put up their sheets, so you can have a look at them. But I think they're not like I say increasingly, and they're not supposed to. They are more like revision lists rather than like I say incrementally building your level. ठीक है. But they are good revision list. यार लास्ट टाइम मैं देख रहा था किसी का तो भी लाइक पता नहीं. अब ये रिएक्टिंग स्ट्रीम तो मेरे को नहीं बनाना है, बट अभी रिसेंटली मैं यूट्यूब पे देख रहा था यार कोई क्या क्या लोग फंडा देते हैं आकर के. मतलब लास्ट टाइम मैं देख रहा था कि ये क्या कौन है जो सीपी को बार बार ख़राब बोलते रहता है. कोई एक है ना यूट्यूबर, क्या नाम है, अरे यार अब इतने लोग का मुझे नाम याद नहीं रहता है. वो जो बोलता रहता है सीपी करने का जरूरत नहीं है. कोई कोई एक है रिसेंट, अरे जो कंट्रोवर्सी लवर कौन है अपने यूट्यूब कम्युनिटी में, बताओ. hmm, कुणाल कुशवाहा. हाँ तो उसका थोड़ा ये बोलते हैं एक बार. लेट मी ओपन दैट अप. क्या ही बनाता है पता नहीं भाई. मतलब ये होता है ना, मतलब ही इज गुड एट सम ऑफ द थिंग्स बट कुछ कुछ तो कंटेंट्स कुछ भी बनाता है. जैसे ये एक मैं इसका वीडियो देख रहा था थोड़ी देर ऐसे ही मैंने देख लिया था. ठीक है. कि डोंट यूज डीएसए क्वेश्चन सीट्स. ठीक है. मन तो कर रहा है किसी दिन मैं इसका किसी दिन मैं इसके इसके वीडियो पे रिएक्ट ही कर दूँ अलग लेवल पे. कि कुछ भी फंडे होते हैं ना, कुछ भी फंडे वो सब दिए गए इस वीडियो में. मतलब होता है ना कि किसी किसी दिन होता है कि मुझे वीडियो बनाना है बट मेरे पास कंटेंट नहीं है, क्या बनाऊँ. ठीक है. चलो कंट्रोवर्सी क्रिएट करते हैं एंड उसके बाद जैसे वीडियो बनता है वो ये होता है. ठीक है. ये ऐसे ही वीडियो बनते हैं. उसके बाद देखो बंदे का सब अच्छा है, कुछ कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सब अच्छा है, सब अच्छा, चीज़ें सब अच्छी है. ठीक है. अच्छा खासा कंटेंट बनाया है इसने, बहुत कंट्रीब्यूट किया है. जो फंडे तो कुछ कुछ देता है ना भाई साहब, अलग ही लेवल पे देता है. ये तो भाई वीडियो तो अलग ही दुनिया में है इसका. ठीक है. वैसे भी ये वीडियो लाइव तो नहीं जा रहा है, बस देख रहा था इसका वीडियो. कुछ भी बोला इस वीडियो में उसने, कुछ भी. ठीक है. यार उनको क्या है, यार इतना मारा है. रोस्टिंग वीडियो मैं नहीं डालने वाला है, वीडियो लोड मत लो. बट कुछ भी मतलब वो बोल रहा है फंडा कुछ मतलब उसने एक पॉइंट बोले होगे पूरे 9 मिनट में जो कुछ काम का सेंस बनाता है मुझे. लाइक मुझे तो लगता है यार लाइक मैंने खुद कोई शीट नहीं बनाया बट स्टिल आई से कि ठीक है यार शीट्स एंड ऑल डू वेल फॉर दिस. क्या बोलते हैं कि यू शुड बी ऑलवेज लाइक ऐसे बोलता है कि यू शुड बी ऑलवेज प्रिपेयर्ड एंड ऑल. ऐसे बोलते हैं कि लाइक ऐसे लास्ट मोमेंट पे ऐसे शीट से करके करना नहीं है. तो क्या करना है, हमेशा प्रिपेयर्ड रहना है. अरे भाई हर कोई हमेशा प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं रह सकता. ठीक है. तो कैसे कैसे ही होगा, मतलब लाइक क्या पैदा होते ही प्रिपेयर्ड रहेंगे क्या इंसान. एक बार वीडियो देखना, मेरे को तो हंसी आ रहा था बड़ा. ठीक है. देखना तुम लोग अगर मन करे तो. मैं तो ऐसी कॉमेडी के लिए देख रहा था वीडियो. कुछ भी ABC 554 के वीडियो ट्यूटोरियल बना दो. यार सारे का वीडियो ट्यूटोरियल ये तो मैं नहीं बनाता इन जनरल. कुछ क्वेश्चन, कोई एक तगड़ा क्वेश्चन हो तो बताओ, मैं सोच सकता हूँ मे बी डिस्कस करने का. नहीं यार, मैं किसी भी क्रिएटर को लाइक डिसलाइक नहीं करता हूँ यार. जो कोई बना रहा है वो भी कुछ मतलब उसके माइंड में भी कुछ अलग ही चलता होगा तो वो बना रहा है, बस मुझे पसंद नहीं आया तो डिसलाइक करने का क्या है इसमें, मतलब मैं किसी का डिसलाइक नहीं करता ऐसे। लोगों ने बोला भी है। अरे मतलब होता है ना कि पता है कि बेकार चीज बोला है बट फिर भी डाल दो ताकि कुछ तो कंट्रोवर्सी क्रिएट हो। यही होता है लोगों का मेंटालिटी। है मैं तो ऐसे देख के मेरे को लगा था भाई साहब, डी का एन स्क्वायर रूट में अप्रोच आ रहा था लेकिन गिफ्ट ये ली ओके। डी, डी का बना दो बस। यार लिंक भेजो यार, क्या है। जहां से ज्ञान मिलो बटोर लो। हाँ वो भी एक तरीका है। इसके आज के टुगेदर स्क्वायर। मेक सेंस। कितना टाइम मैक्स से क्वेश्चन पे स्पेंड करना चाहिए। यार वर्स्ट तो एक आवर जा सकते हो आप एक क्वेश्चन के ऊपर जाना चाहिए। स्ट्रीम लैग नहीं कर रहा है आई थिंक, मतलब मेरे एंड पे चैट थोड़ा डिलेड है तो दैट्स फाइन। यार लेवल्स तो नीचे नहीं जा रहा है यार, लेवल्स तो नीचे नहीं जाएगा फॉर श्योर। ठीक है, चलो गाइस एक काम करते हैं फिर आई गेस आज के लिए, लाइक इससे ज़्यादा नहीं करते। दिस इज़ वन गुड क्वेश्चन मे बी, आई थिंक दिस इज़ वन गुड क्वेश्चन। आई गॉट द पॉइंट वाई आर सेइंग दिस। यार इसका बहुत ही स्टैंडर्ड टेक्निक है यार, मतलब ये तुम लोग को अगर नहीं पता है तो नहीं कर पाओगे, दैट्स द ओनली इशू। ठीक है, अगर तुमको नहीं पता इसका टेक्निक तो नहीं कर पाओगे। ठीक है, मतलब इसका एक टेक्निक होता है कि फाइंडिंग ए क्रॉस बी, ए क्रॉस जे स्क्वायर नंबर, ए क्रॉस जे इज अ क्यूब नंबर। अगर तुमको वो टेक्निक नहीं पता है तो नहीं कर पाओगे। आई टू जे जाओ, सबको फैक्टराइज करो, सबका वेक्टर बनाओ, उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट मतलब पावर में उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट नंबर ढूंढो जिसमें वो एग्जिस्ट करता है, and उसके ग्रुपिंग में मतलब डू एंड चूज टू वो आंसर, मतलब एन स्क्वायर का सम करना है बस, और कुछ नहीं करना है इसमें। तो बहुत ही ये स्टैंडर्ड क्वेश्चन है वैसे, बट मे बी आई विल कवर दिस पर्टिकुलर टेक्निक समडे। मतलब ये मैंने शायद कवर करा है क्या, नहीं मैथ्स के स्ट्रीम्स पे नहीं करा होगा मैंने ये कवर। ये अच्छा टेक्निक है, ये मैंने पढ़ा रखा है पहले। बहुत लोगों से तो होना चाहिए यार, एटलीस्ट एक दिन में मैंने पढ़ा रखा है क्वेश्चन तो। ठीक है, मैं ये बताता हूँ, ये इसके ऊपर मैं कभी वीडियो बना दूंगा। दिस इज वन गुड क्वेश्चन, दिस इज वन गुड क्वेश्चन, आई विल श्योरली कवर। इसमें मतलब ये कि यू नीड टू नो फास्ट फैक्टराइजेशन टेक्निक्स एंड देन उसके बाद यू कैन फाइंड इट आउट। देयर आर सम मोर वेज एज वेल आई थिंक, बट आई थिंक इसका तो मेन आइडिया वही होगा कि यू हैव टू नो कि विच ऑल प्राइम्स आर लाइक अवेलेबल, विच ऑल प्राइम्स आर लाइक देयर ट्वाइस, मतलब ऑड नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स, एंड वो मैच होना चाहिए दो नंबर में, सो दैट व्हेन यू प्रोडक्ट देम अप दे विल काइंड ऑफ हैव दिस। I have done this without editing. That is also possible. I'm not saying कि कुछ possible नहीं है. I mean, there's going to be some standard solution as well. But इसका मतलब this is like a problem which in general has a very general technique. तो वो जानोगे तो like you will be able to use it. I will show you that. I think editorial पे editorial. Yeah, this is one more idea. ये ना, ठीक है, प्लीज मेक अ वीडियो। ठीक है, मैं इसका जनरल आइडिया बताता हूँ। मतलब कुछ है नहीं, मतलब वो जो ऑड टाइम से जो उसको हटाओ, इवेंट टाइम से जो उसको रखो, है ना। सॉरी इवेंट टाइम्स जो है उसको हटाओ, ऑड टाइम से जो है उसको रखो, एंड देन उस वो जो नंबर मतलब एक रिड्यूस नंबर बनता है, फाइंड आउट दैट पर्टिकुलर नंबर एंड यू कैन फाइंड आउट वेदर इट्स अ स्क्वायर नंबर यूजिंग दैट और नॉट, ठीक है। Similarly, like you will have things where you have like cube or things like this, so you can solve this problem even for cube and these, where you can solve these techniques यार, ये तो मैंने practice करके सीखा है, there is no such shortcut. चलो what we will do is we will not go more than this for today, ठीक है। एक काम करता हूँ, मैं आज ही रात को रिकॉर्डिंग बनाता हूँ, ठीक है, एंड आज रात को मैं ये सारा जो आज जो मैं पढ़ाने वाला था उसका रिकॉर्डिंग बनाता हूँ, आप लोग को अपलोड करता हूँ, तो फिर आप लोग कल ये देख लेना, एंड देन यू विल बी डन विद द टेक्निक्स ऑफ डिफरेंट इक्वेशंस एंड ये जो नंबर थ्री में कवर करने वाला था एनीवेज टुडे, ठीक है। एंड अगर आप बोल रहे हो तो ये वाला टेक्निक भी वी कैन कवर वंस, इसमें मतलब रिड्यूस्ड फ्रैक्शन कैसे क्रिएट करते हैं फॉर रिड्यूस्ड नंबर फॉर एवरी नंबर, लाइक दिस आई बाई एफ ऑफ आई जो लिखा हुआ है ना, दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट कि दिस इज अ रिड्यूस्ड नंबर, तो कौन सा प्राइम ऑड नंबर ऑफ टाइम से बस वही प्राइम रखो, एंड दैट विल इफ तो दो नंबर का वो सेम है तो देन दे आर लाइक इफ यू मल्टीप्लाई देम दे विल गेट अ प्राइम नंबर, सॉरी स्क्वायर नंबर, ठीक है। यार एन रूट एन कैसे ही पास करेगा, एन लॉग एन यूज करो, दैट विल बी बेटर, एन रूट एन ही पास करना चाहिए आई थिंक, एंड यू कैन एन रूट एन 10 पावर 5 2 10 पावर 5 है कि 5 है, बस 10 पावर 5 बाद तो पास करेगा, 2 10 पावर 5 शायद पास नहीं करेगा इसमें। ये डिवाइजर सेव करो ना यार, दिस इज वन इंपॉर्टेंट आइडिया कि डिवाइजर सेव करो सारे नंबर का, like in total the number of divisors from 1 to n, the sum of number of divisors from 1 to n is n log n, right? So you need to use that as well. Okay, chalo then I think we'll kind of stop over there over at this point, and I will not upload this particular video obviously, instead I will upload a proper one which is going to be like which will be mostly there on the channel, ठीक है। और कुछ अगर आप लोगों को बोलना है तो बोल दो, आई एम देयर फॉर 5 minutes. ब्रो मैथ्स को ऐसे प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए फॉर दिस, फॉर स्कूल में से करते थे यार, मैथ्स आई थिंक इज अ गुड टॉपिक टू प्रिपेयर इन सीपी, मतलब यू शुड डेफिनेटली गिव सम टाइम फॉर मैथ्स, आई डिड गिव सम टाइम स्पेसिफिकली फॉर मैथ्स इन जनरल, तो मैंने बहुत सारे मैथ्स के क्वेश्चन करे थे बैठ करके एट द स्टार्ट इटसेल्फ, व्हिच डिड हेल्प मी इवेंचुअली, ठीक है। तो मैथ्स तो डेफिनेटली अच्छे से करना है यार, मतलब आई डोंट थिंक यू कैन स्किप मैथ्स, इसे तो मिलता है, ठीक है, मतलब देयर आर सम स्टूडेंट्स, तो उनसे तो मैं फिर आई गेस नेक्स्ट क्लास में मिलूंगा। कैलाश गुप्ता का अचीवमेंट, हाँ मतलब आई थिंक मैंने देखा था, आई थिंक केजरीवाल ने ऐसे कुछ पोस्ट करा था, राइट। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा पॉइंट नहीं रखूंगा, डोंट वरी ब्रो, मैथ्स को अलग से प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए, हाँ हाँ करना चाहिए, यस। व्हाट अप टू रेटिंग कोड फोर्सेस प्रॉब्लम शुड बी सॉल्व फॉर ऑनलाइन असेसमेंट, 1800, बट आज के लिए 2200 भी आ जा रहे हैं यार कभी कभार हार्ड क्वेश्चन में, बट 1800 इज अ गुड रेंज कीप इन माइंड, ओके। हाँ यार वीडियो रिमूव हो जाएगा, आई हैव नॉट टॉक्ड अबाउट एनीथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग टुडे, आई कुड नॉट कवर द टॉपिक, so but I will definitely cover the things. CSS का मैथ्स enough नहीं है, but it's a good start. I have almost covered CSS all maths in my videos, right? If you see the initial maths live streams, I have covered almost all problems of CSS maths on my live streams, so you can check that out. उसके सारे आइडियाज मैंने कवर कर दिए थे, कंपनी कोडिंग टेस्ट में किस CF ग्रेडिंग पे क्वेश्चन होते हैं यार। लास्ट बार मैंने देखा कुछ कंपनीज 2200 2400 के भी एक दो उठा के दे दिए थे, बट ऑन एन एवरेज इट इज लाइक ऑन द डिसाइडर क्वेश्चंस आर अराउंड 1800 और 1600 to 1800, ठीक है, तो प्रिपेयर अकॉर्डिंगली। कभी कभी मतलब हार्ड जो होता है ना, हार्डेस्ट क्वेश्चन वो 1600 तक आ जाता है। तो अगर टेस्ट ऑफलाइन होगा तो कंपनीज का तो लेवल डाउन जा सकता है। आई मीन लेवल डाउन जाना चाहिए, बट जाएगा कि नहीं आई एम नॉट श्योर। ठीक है, दैट्स द ओनली इशू। ओके गाइस, चलो 45 होने वाला है। वी हैव टू प्रैक्टिस मैथ्स यार। आई डिड प्रैक्टिस वेरी रैंडमली। फर्स्ट मैंने स्टार्ट करा था प्रोजेक्ट यूलर पे, बट 5-10 क्वेश्चन करे होंगे, और फिर बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशंस देखे थे। फिर उसके बाद आई मूव टू स्पॉज, एंड उस पर बहुत सारे मैथ्स के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करे थे मैंने। एंड देन उसके बाद फिर तो यार सी एफ कोड शेफ कोड फोर्सेज, जब मैं मिक्स प्रैक्टिस करने लगा तो उसमें ही जो ग्रो हुआ दैट इज़ देयर। तो ऐसे कुछ स्पेसिफिकली तो नहीं करा था मैथ्स के लिए, बट बहुत रैंडम प्रैक्टिस करे हैं। अलग अलग टॉपिक्स पढ़ा है यार। हैकर रैंक पे भी कुछ मैथ्स के क्वेश्चन करते थे, कुछ स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक्स के, कॉम्बिनेट्रिक्स के। फिर लाइक ऐसे कुछ कुछ हैकर अर्थ पे भी कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चन देखा था, सम टॉपिक्स का। मतलब मैंने बहुत सारे साइड्स पे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन देखे यार। मतलब आई कैन नॉट रियली पिन पॉइंट। दिस इज ऑल्सो वन प्रॉब्लम, देर इज नॉट वन प्लेस वेयर एवरी गुड क्वेश्चन इज देयर। तो दैट्स द बिगेस्ट पार्ट। तो मैंने बहुत साइड से बहुत क्वेश्चन देखे हैं। एंड देर इज दिस वन बेनिफिट, लाइक इवेंचुअली व्हेन यू बिकम्स लाइक अ बेटर कोडर, राइट, मतलब अगर थोड़ा इंप्रूव हो जाता है, देन यू डोंट नीड टू कोड एवरीथिंग, राइट। तो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू इसकी मतलब चलो ठीक है, मैं क्वेश्चंस देखता हूँ, 15-20 मिनट सोचता हूँ कि इसमें क्या होगा, नहीं हो रहा है तो आई जस्ट लर्न द टेक्निक ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, सो दैट इवेंचुअली लाइक द नंबर ऑफ टेक्निक्स आप बहुत जल्दी बहुत सारा कवर कर सकते हो। डोंट ओवर डू दिस, बट सम एट टाइम्स आई डिड डू दिस। ठीक है, तो दैट्स व्हाट इज देयर। और फैंग कंपनीज लीड कोड और सी एफ, यार कोडिंग टेस्ट के लिए सी एफ का पुराना क्वेश्चन करना पड़ेगा, 1.5-2 साल पुराना वाला क्वेश्चन। एंड लीड कोड करना पड़ेगा फॉर इंटरव्यूज। लीड कोड वीकली इज समथिंग विच इज अ गुड प्रैक्टिस ऑफ कोडिंग टेस्ट, यू कैन गिव दैट एंड गेट अ फील ऑफ कोडिंग टेस्ट टू सम डिग्री। बट लीड कोड से वो लोग इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन उठाते हैं, मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द, जैसे अमेजन वगैरह का एक्सपीरियंस देखो तो लीड कोड ही क्वेश्चन ही रहते हैं। ठीक है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का भी सेम ही है। तो बट वही है कि सी एफ पे प्रैक्टिस थोड़ा करना चाहिए मेरे को लगता है। कोडिंग टेस्ट नहीं तो फिर क्लियर नहीं होता है। बहुत कॉम्पिटेटिव एज चाहिए ना आपको, मतलब आपको ये नहीं कि आपको सारे क्वेश्चन, मतलब लाइक आपको करना है बस कुछ एक दो क्वेश्चन जो हो पा रहा है जो नहीं हो पा रहा है, सब आपको दूसरों से बेटर करना पड़ेगा कोडिंग टेस्ट में। तो इन दैट सेंस थोड़ा वो हो जाता है। ठीक है, चलो आई गेस लाइक वी विल कीप इट अप टिल दिस। मैं फिर ये जो कंटेंट आज सोचा था उसको फिर रिकॉर्ड करता हूँ अच्छे से, एंड देन विल डिलीवर दैट टू यू गाइस टू काइंड ऑफ कवर दैट टुमारो। ठीक है, टुमारो या डे आफ्टर टुमारो मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली। कल तक तो रिकॉर्डिंग हो जाना चाहिए आई गेस। ओके, सो थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन टिल दिस पॉइंट। आई मीन इतना देर तक आप लोग रुके, इवन दो मैसअप हो गया चीज़ें। ठीक है, बट आई होप जो वीडियो डालूंगा उससे आप लोग कुछ ना कुछ सीखो, एंड विल कीप क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट यार। लाइव्स आर समथिंग, दैट्स व्हाई आई समटाइम्स लाइक थिंक कि लाइव लेना है कि नहीं। अभी तक बैंगलोर पे ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड रहा है, 2 दिन लिया है, दोनों दिन मग गया कुछ कुछ। आई हैव टू सी कि इज इट इवन वर्किंग। आज हुआ क्यों नहीं यार, मेरा पीसी थोड़ा मैसअप कर गया, मतलब लैग आ रहा है एंड थिंग्स लाइक दिस। ठीक है, चलो, let's then keep the session till this point. Thanks everyone for joining in. Bye everyone. See you all in the next live then, or in class, or in the next video, जो भी बोल सकते हैं। यार if you're someone who has not subscribed to this, obviously subscribe, like कर दो, but like करके फायदा नहीं है। I mean I will like remove this video most probably। तो ठीक है, but thanks for the support। आप लोग रोज आके सीख रहे हो, दिस इज समथिंग कमेंडेबल। ठीक है, ये जो प्रॉब्लम जो ओपन है उसका ट्यूटोरियल तो अपलोड करोगे ना? Not sure यार, not sure, this is something which is um, I have to see once। This is very specific technique, I might do it, but not sure। When next तो next weekend यार, I'm not gonna have tomorrow। I thought like कि आज करेंगे at the end, but things messed up, तो no worries, we will have next weekend for sure। हर weekend हम लोग एक live तो करेंगे। I need a DSA teacher who can help me on competitive programming also। Yeah, I have stopped taking one-on-one classes, very honestly. Now, when I started out teaching, I did start with one-on-one classes to some US students for USACO competition, but now I don't take one-on-one classes. Possibly need time-wise. Maybe I hope you get someone better. But I do happen to take batch classes in Algorithm, so that is one place where you can, like, if you want to join live classes, you can join. But वैसे YouTube पे तो I will keep creating content. YouTube is separate, two different things. ठीक है? चलो. For today, we'll keep it up till this. भैया ऐसे तो internship stories बताओ अपनी last stream में कहा था. अरे यार, this is actually correct यार. I was supposed to talk about internship stories. मैंने बोला था. इसके ऊपर मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम रखूंगा, चाहे मुझे मंडे को रखना पड़े. ठीक है, मंडे को रखूंगा मैं रात को 11 11:30 बजे रखूंगा. एंड अपन ऐसे लाइव स्ट्रीम में बस डिस्कस करेंगे कि स्टोरीज डिस्कस करेंगे कि क्या क्या ऐसे मस्ती क्या था, क्या क्या सीखा था, क्या क्या कैसे करके वो इंटर्नशिप मिला था एंड थिंग्स लाइक दिस. 4 इंटर्नशिप के बारे में बताऊंगा आपको. ठीक है, चलो. पर आज के लिए इतना ही यार. आज इससे ज़्यादा नहीं करेंगे. लाइक वीडियो कैम वर्क नहीं कर रहा है यार. व्हाट एल्स कैन आई डू. ठीक है, चलो. थैंक्स एवरीवन जॉइनिंग इन. आई एम एंडिंग द सेशन. सी यू ऑल इन द नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम. बाय बाय एवरीवन. गुड नाइट. when next yes, sure नहीं हूँ मैं. चलो, बाय एवरीवन. गुड नाइट.